And today I'm on an empty stomach, so who knows where I'm going to go with this.
This should be fun. All right, well, that brings us to our second topic. So, our first topic was the slap heard around the world. I think we figured that out.
And that was with Will Smith.
The next thing is the orgasm gap.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what the orgasm gap is?
Well, I know what an orgasm is.
Okay, good.
I perfected it. Let me ask you something about orgasms. Whose responsibility is it to have you're in bed? Whose responsibility is it to get an orgasm?
Each person's wants the orgasm.
Yes. So people feel bad, like, well, I didn't give her an orgasm. No, it's not for yours to give.
You didn't give anything. You don't ever give somebody an orgasm. That's like I give somebody blinking.
Yeah, I give someone blinking. I give someone.
I give somebody an involuntary eye twitch. You know?
I hate when that happens.
I know. So orgasms are the responsibility of the person who wants them.
That's right.
And that's why probably is we have this mythologic heterosexual sex concept that has led us down a path of the orgasm gap, to the orgasm gap, I should say, where people are so hung up on penetrative penis and vagina sex being the end-all, be-all goal of sexual contact.
Okay.
That a lot of women are getting left in the dust. And there's no sexual pleasure really, especially if it's just a 5-minute session, and that's all you're getting. You know, you gotta prime the pump.
Prime the pump. All right, hello YouTubers. Welcome to the show. The name of this show is called Prime the Pump.
So Brady says, I thought giving orgasms was my responsibility. Remember the book, She Comes First. She Comes First is
and
all about pleasure. Learning what the other person enjoys. You can give pleasure up the wazoo, and a person may still never orgasm because they're not in the head space, the body space, the mind, the connection space to ever have an orgasm. Because that's the person's responsibility.
And She Comes First is mainly speaking to the guy who thinks that it's all about his dick. Right. And instead of thinking that way, think about it's all about pleasuring her and make sure she comes first. Because once she comes, she'll do anything.
Yeah.
Just make sure she comes first. If she comes after, it's not the same. It's still good.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
Oh, hi, Mrs. L.
Oh, I mean, Karen and I both have stated hundreds of times that women need to really learn about their own bodies and their own
right.
pleasure.
We do.
Just like men do. You have a body and you need to learn what's pleasing you, even anal.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, somebody
where'd that come from?
Anal.
Good morning.
Yeah, even anal.
I agree. I'm just reporting this person for unwanted commercial spam.
Another one.
It's just like every single time. Why? I need a moderator.
Mr. David one says, "I like Miss Blonde."
That would be me. I can use. I had a Yes. I had a hard day. I had a hard day. It's been one of those days.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Karen.
Yes.
One of these shows, I'll get a blonde wig and you get a brunette wig.
I have one.
We'll switch up, okay?
I have that.
I've got a platinum one.
I think I have a brown one.
I rock the platinum one.
All right, we're doing that.
Okay. So Sherry Ann needs Cliff Notes.
And do I like puppies? Yes, I have one sleeping over here right now, but I'm not going to pick.
Who doesn't like puppies? That person should not be on Earth.
Okay, I might add. Do I get annoyed with my puppy? That would be yes.
Well, I didn't say did you want to have a puppy, but
yeah, let me tell you something.
Loves pictures of puppies and to see a cute puppy.
Yeah,
not always do you want to have one.
Yeah, you know, my puppy loves you, but he can be annoying.
I love your puppy.
He's a good little puppy dog.
Yeah,
I love that
we have a thing going.
I think he does Reiki on me. Like in the morning, he comes into my bed and he lays down. He puts his little face into my face. Then he moves down, 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 different spots. Energy healing. He's a little energy healer.
He's aligning your chakras.
He's aligning me. All right, I got really, really drunk off of like a half a glass of wine.
Are you? Oh, good. Yeah, you're feeling better, right?
Feeling so much better. Hi, Steve B and Richard, and yes, I'm sorry that I missed a lot of these people on YouTube here because I was getting rid of the spam. Hi, Joshua. Okay. If you guys have any topics that you'd like us to discuss, we've already done the Will Smith and the orgasm thing, so let's hear more.
Well, we can talk a little bit more about the orgasm gap.
All right, so all right, we all know.
Orgasm gap? Okay. So Sherry Ann wants to know what books you recommend for women to learn about their bodies.
She comes first. She comes first for sure. With Ian Kerner. I've interviewed him on the podcast. He's excellent. He's got another one called When's the Last Time You Had Sex or something like that. Tell me about the last time you had sex. Both books are great, especially that first one. And then there's another book called Cake. Have you read Cake?
No.
I recommend Cake.
Okay.
Hey, Erica, you little sneaky freak. I totally recommend Cake. And we have, I mean, there's so many books. Nina Hartley's Guide to Great Sex. Another great book. Written by a friend of mine. Yeah.
So what are different ways women orgasm?
Okay. Let's start with that. You want to tell which ways women orgasm? I guess men think women orgasm from penetration. And I think it's like, what was the statistic? It was like 75% of women do not orgasm from strictly just penetration.
Right.
It's it's like not touching your dick and trying to have an orgasm.
Right. It's like it would be like massaging your testicles and expecting you to have an orgasm.
Massaging your nipples, and especially.
Now I can have an orgasm with my nipples. So, but Mark has trained my body. So you can train by touching the most sensitive and then another part simultaneously.
Yeah.
In a very erotic way on many occasions, and it starts to connect those synapses.
Yes.
So it does work. Let's see. When she comes first, Sherry Ann. When she comes first, and then Cake.
No, it's not when she comes first. It's just she comes first.
She comes first.
And it's she, and here, I'll put it in the comments. Yeah, she comes first. She
comes first. Okay.
It's spelled CUMS.
Can an anus stimulate orgasms? First of all, in a woman,
yes,
all orgasms are clitoral, internal and external. So everything that stimulates the clitoris internally and externally is going to can create an orgasm.
Absolutely. Mrs. Elf has corrected me. It's not. It's actually Nina Hartley's Guide to Total Sex, which is on Amazon, I believe. So check it out. She will appreciate it. Someone just mentioned it to me recently. You haven't read it yet? It's a really good book, and she worked on it many, many years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think if men, when I've taken anatomy, courses in anatomy 3 different times. One, early college before nursing school, and then going through nursing school, actually more than that, and then going through massage school, and then going through becoming a sex doctor.
And you forgot about your life experience.
And one other, and going through becoming a yoga therapist. So I did take anatomy from all those different perspectives.
And your own life experience.
And my own life experience.
Which is probably better than all the
any of those courses other than my clinical sexology, was the clitoris ever mentioned?
No.
None. No.
Terrible. You guys. All right, here's the deal. You got yourself a Porsche. You got a Porsche. You got an owner's manual. You don't bother reading it. You try driving a Porsche, and you end up getting in a car accident because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Same thing with the clit. You got a clit. You don't know how to work it because the only one who knows how to work their own clit is the person you're with. You have to ask the person what turns them on, or figure it out by their body language, but somehow communicate with the other person as to how that person likes their clit stimulated.
90% of the clitoris is inside the body.
90%. I didn't know it was that much.
Well, look, I mean, it's like the tip, the glands of the clitoris is like the tip of the iceberg. The whole thing is inside the body.
But the outside clit, once it expands, it can be much bigger, right?
It can grow to like 2 or 3 times its size.
And I heard recently that
it gets an erection just like a penis.
Yes, and I heard recently that postmenopausal women have a larger. Their clit actually grows. Yes,
Yippee
for the older women.
Yippee! So our anal orgasms are clitoral ultimately, yes. Now the anus has a lot of nerve sensation, so you can have you can have pleasure anywhere.
Anywhere, right? Behind the ears,
the skin,
your belly button. It could be your armpits.
Yeah, the skin is the largest sex organ. That and the brain, right? So those are like the 2 largest sex organs. So you can have pleasure, and it can make it sensual. You can make it loving, or you can make it erotic everywhere on the body. But the primary stimuli for creating an orgasmic response is the penis and the clitoris. They are the synonymous. The penis is actually started off as a clitoris.
Yeah.
Hello. We all start off as female. Hello. Girls do not come from some rib of a guy.
They don't?
No.
All right. For those people on YouTube, she said girls don't come from the rib of a guy. All of a sudden, I hear this drilling noise. And it went away. That's weird. As soon as I mentioned it. Okay.
So here's how do gay people enjoy anal sex?
Are you talking about guys?
That's what it's saying, yeah.
I don't know because I'm not a guy.
Well, inside the rectum is something called the prostate gland.
Ah, the prostate gland.
When you stimulate the anus, the prostate gland, which is synonymous to the urethral sponge or the G-spot in a woman, it's the same thing as the prostate gland. And they both are connected to the same nerve that stimulates the penis or the clitoris. So it's all interconnected. And that's why some people are very, very much can have orgasms. Some women can squirt with anal sex. Lots of great things can happen. And men, it's still penis stimulation, but it's also stimulating the partner's urethra or the prostate. Yeah.
Okay then.
Okay.
That was Anatomy 101. Sexology 101.
One of the best books to understand any woman's anatomy. I want to be like Mark. Trial and error.
There's a book called Our Bodies Ourselves from back in the day. I don't know if that's still relevant, but I remember
I
that
don't
book.
know how good they did with the clitoris. That's the problem. There's a friend of mine, a
You
colleague
and I
of
should
mine.
write a book about the clitoris.
Have you followed Jessica Pinn? She's an interesting one. She's done a lot of work. She's dissected more clitorises, cadaver clitorises than anybody, and she's like, her mission in life is to change the anatomy books for surgeons, because they are inept in their surgical anatomy knowledge. If you look at the penis anatomy, the neuroanatomy, and circulatory and all of that, it's 10 times the amount of information as the clitoris, and yet it's the same.
Ask Dr. Freud.
Well, Freud was crazy. Can you use Vaseline as a lube for anal sex? No.
Why, if you have Uber Lube, why would you ever do that?
Don't use Vaseline. That's petroleum-based product.
Yeah.
It will get sticky.
Use Uber Lube, uberlube.com/ and use the code MOM and you get 10% off and free shipping. Tip of the day. Uber Lube.
All right. Wait, what? The penis comes from the vagina? I never knew that. No, the penis doesn't come from the vagina. I said the clitoris. The clitoris and the vagina are not the same.
My comments are stuck now, so I don't see any of these. So you're in charge of reading comments.
Okay, I know mine does that too. When I'm on the bottom.
Brandon says I'm not a cougar, so Brandon gets blocked.
So what was her name again? Oh, Nina Hartley. So what should we use as lube? Uber Lube.
Uberlube.com. Use code MOM, get 10% off and free shipping. How's that?
There you go.
You will not be sorry. It's the go-to lube in my house.
I like coconut oil.
Yeah, a lot of people like coconut oil.
Yeah, because it's healthy for me, it's healthy for him, but we don't use condoms, and so I think for people that are using condoms, you don't want to use an oil-based lube. So, does a man always come when he orgasms? Does a man?
No. Actually, you can come without orgasm.
Yeah. So coming means ejaculation.
And you can orgasm without coming. Right.
What's that?
You can orgasm and not come.
Right. And some people ejaculate, they ejaculate backward. So it actually is called retrograde ejaculation, where they ejaculate back into the bladder instead of out through the urethra. That can happen.
Oh, you got notified. Scratch and win. Boom. I'm glad you're here. And thank you, Otono from Morales, Mexico. Hola.
Where do I find sugar mommies? I keep getting scammed. Well, stop looking for sugar mommies. Grow up, take care of yourself, become something, be responsible, and you'll attract somebody that's of quality.
Yeah. She said it like it is.
The person who explored the clitoris, what was that the answer to?
Whatever.
Coconut oil is safe? Yeah. Coconut oil's actually kind of got a antimicrobial effect to it.
Coconut oil is good, but like she said, it may not work with certain toys, and it may not work with latex.
It's great with skin. Just skin.
And Uber Lube is also not great with toys, but it is good with. I think it's fine with condoms.
Yeah. So silicone based is better with toys. Yeah.
No. Water lube is better with toys.
Water based. Yeah. For silicone toys.
Hello, Carolina fan.
Oh, the person who explored the clitoris.
Who'd you say explored?
Her name's Jessica Pinn, and she's on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook.
I do not.
It's PIN. Is coming their orgasm. They can happen at the same time, so you can have an orgasm which is more of an emotional, physical, whole body response. And then the physical ejaculation, which comes from the prostate gland, ejaculating ejaculate and sperm. That can happen at the same time. But generally, there's a little tiny gap in space. The ejaculation it starts first, and then the orgasm follows.
And then there's pre-cum.
Well, then there's you have to dribble before you shoot kind of thing.
Yeah. Do I know Lisa Ann? No, I do not. I mean, I think I met her once, but I don't know her. Can I be with you with Arabic writing?
Thank you, Brady.
Probably not.
Somebody loves us.
Yeah, I don't
These
know.
are great questions.
I don't know what happened. All my comments got stuck.
Yeah. So Sherry Ann says thank you. E.K. Nelson says love you.
We love you,
Brady
too.
bought another badge.
Thank you. My comments is stuck, so I don't know what to do.
But these are really awesome questions because even in some sex ed classes, unless it's college based or really specialty based, they don't talk about orgasms.
No, they don't. I took sex ed.
clitorises.
I took sex ed, of course, freshman year at University of Illinois. I don't remember ever hearing about orgasming. All we heard about is don't do this, don't do that.
So I took sex ed in my freshman year, and my teacher's name was Allure Jeffcoat. She was awesome.
Is that her porn name?
I wondered.
What is your porn name?
She was great. That was a great class. I mean, we talked about everything.
So
I mean,
is this what started you on your downward slope?
No, I think I was born sexually curious.
I know. I started thinking about that when I was like a kid, and I was like, yeah, we would experiment with other girls, like when we were at slumber parties. We did all that stuff, and at the time we were like, oh, we're doing something naughty, but what are you doing? It's not naughty.
So it's so natural to. I mean, we're sexual beings. The fact that most people know their sexual orientation by the time they're 3 tells you that we're born to connect.
Explore.
Yeah, but to find somebody to explore with, that's the most natural drive of humankind. And we try to beat it out of children. We try to guilt it out of them. We try to shame it out of them.
It's so stupid.
And it doesn't work, and it just creates fucked up adults.
It's true.
Who need therapy and keep people like me in business.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about rough sex? Is it really necessary, or is that a myth? That's a great question. What are your thoughts about rough sex?
Rough sex. I mean, what kind of question is that? I feel like you got to find the person that you gel with. And if you guys are both into rough sex, go for it. Just whip each other around. Who gives a shit? If one is not into it and one is, then there's a discussion that needs to take place.
Right.
What's your thoughts on rough sex?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to evolve naturally if it's going to happen. Sometimes you're just so horny and you're so passionate and you just want to tear each other up, and you'll feel that it'll be a hot energy exchange. But if you just think, okay, I've watched this porn and I'm gonna go emulate this with this person that I don't know very well, and I'm gonna throw her up against the wall and I'm gonna pull her hair and I'm gonna choke her and jam it up her butt and do all these things, it might not go well for you. You might get arrested.
You got to be on the same page.
So you have to learn how to have a conversation with the person that you're going to be intimate with about what they like, and step into it slowly, let it evolve naturally.
I got a question or a statement here from Scratch and Win Boom.
Okay.
He said, oh my God, wanted to share with you that I met my beautiful cougar from Vegas. We had a fantastic Valentine's weekend in Houston, and I'm happy to say we're dating. Thumbs up. Thanks for your tons of knowledge. So happy,
That's
Scratch and
awesome.
Boom. Thank you for sharing. It makes as much as we laugh about we don't make any money off this, we really don't. But it is gratifying for us to hear that some of the stuff we talk about here really helps people. So thank you for sharing
For
that
sure.
and join my Patreon.
For sure. That's really our payment, is that sometimes someone has a aha moment, or feels a relief of shame or guilt, or a myth that they've been living by all of a sudden poof is gone. I mean, that's really why we're here, and we just love each other so much that we love to be here with each other. So here's a great one. Is there any case that some people are born with too much sexual feelings?
No.
No.
Next question.
There's a rainbow of sexualness, right? So there's a rainbow of sexual desire. There's a rainbow of what kind of people you want to be sexual with, kind of things you want to do sexually, and urges. And so there are people that are asexual, which is a very valid sexual orientation, and there are people who are hypersexual, which is a very valid sexual desire.
And then there's everybody in between.
Yeah. And even for one person, it can go.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, you might be really sexual, like right after you got divorced. You might be like an adolescent again. And then, or you might be married to someone for like 50 years and be like, sex is great, but we have it once a week, or we once every month, whatever your case may be.
I mean, I remember being 9 months pregnant, not so excited about
Not so excited. Or how about after you have a kid, you're like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
When you're breastfeeding a baby and you're still fat and flabby and you just don't feel very
And no, you can't have any of that milk. Shit.
And I got this baby sucking on my body all day long. Get away.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there are certain times in your life where sex is just like on the back burner, and then certain times in your life when all you think about is sex. So it depends on your life passage.
And the person that asked this, I know, is from India. And in India, sadly, there's a lot of shame that's implied around sexuality, especially for young men. And these guys are trying not to masturbate. Masturbate. Have your time. Enjoy. Learn about your body. Extend your pleasure. Don't just get in there and get out. Having too many quickies with yourself doesn't make it a very good experience when you have a partner. So learn how to extend your pleasure.
We actually talked about you on the podcast.
Did you?
So those of you guys don't know, I have a podcast called Sex Talk with My Mom. And we were talking about like something. I don't want to. You have to listen to the podcast to find out. But we mentioned that edging. The first time we heard about it was taught by you to my son.
Yeah. How did you?
Apparently, he's mastered it. He's got a graduate degree.
He blogged the whole process.
He blogged 30 days of no fap.
I have never laughed so hard in my life and cried a few times too.
Yeah, where is that? Is that on a website? It's somewhere.
I think it was on his website, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. Wherever it is, if you go to Sex Talk with My Mom, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So this person with Arabic writing, which I can't read, unfortunately, says you are a wonderful woman. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Can't ask for more of a compliment than that.
So he says, did you tease each other about your big butts?
Who?
I don't have a big butt.
All right. Jeffrey says, I love watching your channel. This is a great place to learn what it is I need to know about myself and the woman I am attracted to. Bless you. Jeffrey, thank you. And please join us both. We're both on Patreon. Patreon. I'm going to put it right here. Dr. Nancy and KarenLee. And we would love it if you join us.
Yeah. So Sherry Ann says, I'm very sexually curious, but was always told it was bad and dirty. And you're not alone in that teaching, Sherry Ann. And I'm so sorry that you were taught that, because it's not true. And so now you're an adult, and now you get to decide what beliefs fit you now and what beliefs don't. And so it's okay to shed the ones that no longer serve you, and it holds you back from living your best life.
You know the song from Frozen? Let it go.
Let it go.
Yes. Let it go. Let all that shit
Don't
go.
feel bad about your big butts.
Don't feel bad about big butts. Don't feel bad about anything. Just let it all go. Because I like big butts and I cannot lie.
High sex drive. Well, you better be careful what you ask for.
What's the question?
I'm yearning for a woman with a high sex drive.
Oh, he's looking for a woman with a high sex drive.
Yeah, because I'll have Mark call you.
Have her husband call you and explain it's not that easy.
He would say, if he were sitting here, he would say, she's a lot of work.
Yeah, I had one guy say, you're a marathon lady. What you call me something of a marathon.
I remember that, yeah.
Marathon woman. No, I mean,
if I can't control my sexual urges, then it's normal.
What does that mean?
Sexual urges. How do you act out your sexual urges? Let us hear about that real briefly.
Yeah, we don't want to just let you have sexual urges that you're acting out on. No.
Doc, you're the most beautiful girl in the world and have so gorgeous armpits.
Wait, let me see your armpits. I gotta see them. You do. You have the most amazing armpits I've ever seen.
I've never been told
that. That is, you heard a lot of compliments in your day, but having beautiful armpits.
Complimented on my armpits. Perhaps I should show them more.
I think you should show your armpits more because, come on, I mean, you have a gift. The world needs to see your armpits, and you're just hiding it by keeping your arms down. Lift them up, baby. Let them fly. Woo! She does have pretty decent armpits. At least she shaves them.
Well, I mean, you would think I'd wax them, but I don't.
You don't? They just naturally appear that hairless?
Yeah, they're just natural.
Okay, we got a comment here.
Does meditation help extend your pleasure?
Yes.
Yes. And
believe it or not.
Breathing practice.
Breathing through an orgasm changes. It's a game changer for orgasms.
Ooh, yeah.
Tay said, I need a cougar.
What's that?
He needs a cougar. Tay says he needs a cougar.
What would you do with her?
Tay, what would you do with a cougar? Why are you asking?
What are your thoughts on armpits licking the fetish?
Armpits licking it. I just did a video on TikTok about smelly armpits.
Can you lick your own armpits?
Oh my God, with the armpits.
So masturbation to control sexual urges. I mean, masturbation's healthy. If you have a sexual urge and need to have a release and have that pleasure and you don't have a partner to play with, have at it. It's your body. Just make sure you don't masturbate so much without good lube that you make sores on your penis.
Yeah.
Or that you don't go to work, or you don't go to school, or you forget to do your laundry, or you forget to eat meals.
Or be careful of the fleshlight.
The fleshlight.
Yeah, I've heard of people using a fleshlight so much that they had an allergic reaction and it caused a lot of pain.
Yeah, be careful. That's your special purpose there. Nice biceps too. Thank you. Yoga.
Scratch and Boom says you're absolutely right. I feel I passed on so many beautiful women in my past because I held on to the stigma about young men, older women. Let that stigma go. Let it go. Let it go.
Yeah. So we've had somebody ask a couple of questions about our personal sexual experience, and we don't answer our personal sexual experiences.
I say that for the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, if you want to know about my personal sexual experiences, watch TikTok. I do divulge a lot of. I don't even know I'm divulging it.
Tell you. Yeah.
TikTok at Sex Talk with my mom. I
So,
guarantee you will have a good laugh.
do vibrators hinder your pleasure with a man?
No,
No.
because you use them with a man.
You can use it with a man, without a man, because a man can't vibrate like that.
Unfortunately, but a vacuum cleaner, I mean, a washer and dryer does.
No, I think you can stimulate the clitoris a lot of different ways. It can be vibration, it can be with your hand, it can be with a mouth.
But it needs something. It needs something, yeah.
Yeah. So clitoral stimulation needs to happen simultaneously with vaginal stimulation for orgasm to occur in 75% of women. It's only the 25%, maybe it's less than that, they just don't admit it, that don't fully orgasm. They can have lots of pleasure. I mean, once your internal clitoris is engorged, there's lots of pressure that moves in toward the vagina,
which is good.
So when you have vaginal stimulation, it feels good. The G spot, which is the urethral sponge, that's all stimulated. It feels good, but it may not create the orgasm without direct clitoral stimulation.
Exactly.
Oh.
All right. Well,
somebody says I have beautiful shoulders and biceps, therefore my armpits are very attractive.
Optic said, "Wish my cougar was mature." So I just said, talk about it with her. We're about to close shop right now.
So, a couple more. What about a cucumber?
What about a cucumber?
Put a condom on it, put some lube on it, and have at it. Just make sure it's not mushy. Don't want you breaking there. Can you get calluses like using the highest speed?
No.
Anybody getting a callus?
No.
Stimulation? No.
Just have fun with it.
I think you're good to go. Yeah.
If you want
daily masturbation's good. Coconut is oil used good for penis too. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to have
daily masturbation's fine.
If you want to have fun with a new person or even a person that you've been with for a while, bring out a sex toy. You might have a good time with it.
Here's our asshole for the night.
Oh, damn, we got an asshole for the night.
Got an asshole for the night. Sandy _Stark_1. All right, here's the asshole for the day. You get the award. But you both old for sex.
Woo! We are old for sex, but we have great sex.
Apparently for you, so go fuck yourself.
So go fuck yourself. Have fun. And with that, it's time to end the show. No, we got to end on a good note. We got to end
on that note.
We got to finish our wine.
Yeah, and Sandy, that bought you a block. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I still will yet to understand why people come on and say mean things on the internet. I don't understand it. Gotcha. Thanks. Okay.
No, if you come on and if you don't like us, you don't like our show, you think we're too old for whatever,
then go find someone.
Move on.
Go into the junior high levels and find people.
Right. Thank you for tonight. Informative as usual. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and experience. See you soon, sweethearts. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
And Tay I'd like to end with Tay's comment, which is older women are fun.
We are. We know how to have fun.
Love you guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Samrat. He says, I love your show. You both look very lovely.